Welcome to Microsoft Power Automate training videos. In this video, we'll discuss what is expression in the Power Automate. Inside that, we'll discuss how we can convert the time based on the time zone. And also, we'll discuss a few of the expressions like concatenating the data and replacing the data with the new data. And also, we can format the numbers and we can identify the length of the string, and also we can able to convert the data types also. For example, you have a string and you want to convert that into an integer, so like that also we can able to do that. Or if you have a string, if you have an integer, you can convert that into a string. That we'll discuss in this video. So for that, I'm going back to make.powerautomate.com, and here I'm trying to create a new flow. We'll take a instant cloud flow, and we'll give this as expressions and take a manual trigger. So first we'll try to understand what is expression. For example, if you click this one, you can able to see the actions. A lot of actions are available and you can insert that. So when you're working with it, like for example, I'm trying to initialize the variable here, and I'll give a name as timestamp. Now here I'm taking string. So when you click this one, now you can able to see the dynamic content option and the expression option. So from the dynamic content, for example, if you are working with any selected item or a selected file, or maybe any of the if you are working for an email related, all the dynamic content which is related to that, it will get like. So I logged in and I have taken a manual trigger flow. I can able to get the user email, I can get the timestamp, and I can get full address, city, state, and these are the things which are related to the logged in user. Sometimes it is like it is not possible with your dynamic content, it is not possible with the action which we inserted in the flow. So that point of time you want to perform any complex operation, or you want to do the calculations, or you want to transform the data, so that is not possible directly with the dynamic content or from the actions. So that point of time the expressions will help us to resolve that. So this is a kind of simple functions, and that returns the data, and also it makes easier to the end user to write to perform operations inside this expression. And this is something like our power app formulas, and there also we have learned how to write the formulas to add the data, to update the data, to create the data, to do the filterings. So this point of time here, what I'm trying to do is, now I'm trying to get the time. So for that we have a expression called UTC now. So when we run this flow, for example, I'm trying to test, I'll first save this one and then we'll try to test this one, how or what it returns. I'm going to test, I'm running this manually, click test and click run now. Now we are done with this one. Now if you go and see the value, now it has written some value here, which is, now the date you can able to see 21, and the month is August, and year you can able to see, and the time you can able to see, which is 17:33. But this is not the right time. Now the time is 11 p.m., so which means it should be at 23:03, but the time is different. I want to convert this time with the Indian Standard Time, or maybe you want to get some other time. So for that, click edit. Now what I want to do is, I'm removing this one, I'm going back to expression. Now in the expression, I'm writing a, I'm trying to write something, but before that, when we start something here, and it will give intelligence to us. Now here, what I want to take is, I want to convert from UTC, and there is convert from UTC is available, and I'll take this one. Now here we can able to see the intelligence which is showing that the first one would be the timestamp, which would be string, and the next one is designated time zone, which would be a string, and finally you want to write some format. You can able to write the format, but first I want to take the time, which is UTC now, and I want to convert the destination time zone. Now here when I write this one, now I'll type something called Indian Standard Time. We'll see how it works. Now I'll click OK. Now we'll try to save and test this one, and we'll take manually. We'll click run now. Now click done. We'll see the output here now, which is failed actually. So unable to process the language expression in the action initialize variable 0 and 0 column. So here what happened, so we have taken a time zone which might not correct. So we have typed something, or uh, maybe the expression having any issue. So what I'll do is I'll change this one, click edit, and click this one. You can able to change this one. Here we have written correctly, I hope. We have the expression here, which is convert from UTC, so that is correct. um, I'll take this Indian Standard Time. I'm just checking the spellings here. So which is India Standard. I hope that is only the mistake. Okay, click run now, done. Okay, now this point of time which is correctly written, now you can able to see the time, so which is 2022 08 21 23 07, and now this is the right time. So this way you can able to convert the time from the UTC to the local time which we are. For example, if you want to change this one to for example Eastern time, you can able to change the Eastern time as well. I'll take this one. This is the Indian Standard Time, and this would be EASTERN, Eastern Standard Time. So if we have any spelling mistakes, it will not convert the time, which is Eastern Standard Time. Done. I'm trying to test this one. Click run flow, click done. Now you can able to see which is 13 hours on the same date, 13 hours 38 10. So this is a correct EST time. Now what I want to do is, this is converting the time zone. Now we'll use other formulas here. Now I'll put this one in edit mode. Now I have this string. I'll take one more variable here. So I'm taking this as initializing the variable. I'll write something called test var 2. This one also I'll take as a string. Now here I'll give a value is Eastern Standard Time. Now I'll take one more action here, named it as compose. Now here in this input, now I want to take, or I want to write a expression, so which is concat. Now when I write concat, and if I open the parenthesis now, which is showing that text1 string, and then I'll give this one is, here I have this variable which is text var2. We will take this one from the dynamic content. I'll go back to the dynamic content. I'll take this test var2, I'll take a comma, I'll take this timestamp and then click OK. Now this concat output will check it out. Now we'll try to test this one. We know that this is a manual flow. We can start it manually. Click run flow. And then done. Okay, now we have this test timestamp, and we have this initialize variable with the Eastern Standard Time. Now you can able to see this is Eastern Standard Time, and which is concatenated with the two strings. Now in this bit, when if you want to pass something, for example, you don't like, I want to keep something called, like, I want to give some colon and then space. Now I want to go with this and then this, and I'll update this one. There is an invalid expression because it is double quotes. I will have this single quotes here. I'll put a single quote. I'll try to update. Now you can test this one manually. You can save and test and then run flow. Click done. Now we will have this in Eastern Standard Time. Now you can able to see the date and so on, so on, so. So this way, what we can able to do is we can concatenate the two variables here in this compose with the expression. Now, for example, now I have this Eastern Standard Time, and I have something called this t here in this, and 1 3 also available and something like that. We have few way like few unnecessary things. For example, if you feel to replace it, and you can replace using replace expression. We'll try that replace expression. So for that, I'm trying to edit this one. I'll take a new step here. I'll use this compose. We have a lot of advantages with this compose operations. We'll discuss that one in the upcoming sessions. Now here in this, now I'll use replace. If you open this, now you can able to see the text string, and we have this old text, and you want some new text, you can go with that one. Now here what I want is, I want to take the compose output, that's an actual string. Now the old string I want to pass as t, and instead of t I want to pass some space only. Click OK. We don't have any error here. Now try to test this one. Use save and test. Run flow. Done. Now here we'll check this output only, and we'll click this one. Now see the difference between these two. Now here we have Eastern Standard Time, and the year and before time we have a t, and here we have same, but instead of t we have a space, which means empty space we have here. So this way, if you want to remove anything from these characters, you can able to use replace. So you don't want something like 2022 hyphen, you can use that. Or if you don't want this Eastern Standard Time, or maybe only time you don't want, or you want to change from Eastern Standard Time to EST, you can able to change. Now here in the replace, and before going to replace, I'll go back to the history. I'll copy the context from there and then we'll try to replace with the EST instead of that. We have this Standard Time. I'll copy this one and then put in edit mode. Now we'll try to test once again. Okay, which is successful. Now you can able to see here in this compose we have Eastern Standard Time. Here we have EST. So this way we can able to use this replace expression. Now we'll try to format the strings or we'll try to format the numbers. So for that, here in this text var, now I'm trying to take this as a string. Now here in this string, what I want is, instead of this, I'll remove this one, I'll remove this one. This is not required and this is not required. Or maybe we can use this compose 2 in the Eastern Standard Time. I'll remove this one. I'll put this here, like I want to keep this 500 as a value here. Now in this one, I'll remove this complete expression. Now we have a expression called format number. Now here when I try to take this format number, when I open this one, now it is asking as a number. Now I'll go back to this and now I have this test var 2 and I'll take this one as a number and then I'll put comma, and here which is a string format, the next one, the first one is number and the string format. Now I'll take this one as C, as a capital C, and then I'm trying to update this one. I don't have any error, but we'll try to run this one. We'll see what happens here. Now we got an error. Now why this error is coming? Because now we have the input issue, unable to process a template language in an action, because what we are trying to do here is, now instead of taking this as a number, we have taken as a string. Now we'll try to convert this as an integer. So we'll see what happens here. So I'll remove this one first. Now in the compose expression, I'll write something called int. If I write this int and if I open this parenthesis, now it is asking for a string. Now we have this test var 2 and click OK. And now we'll try to add one more step here, which is a compose. Use this compose here. Now in this input, now in the expression, now we'll write this format number. Now I'll open this one, and this point of time I'm going back to here. From the compose to outputs, I'm taking this outputs and then comma. At this point of time, I'll take this C, capital C here, and then try to test this one. Click run flow and done. Now we don't have any error. If you go back to this compose, we have 500 as input, and if you go back to this compose, now you can able to see the dollar symbol, because we have taken a currency. C is nothing but a currency. Now for the text var 2, we have appended the currency here with the format number. So we have lot of formats like that. And if you want to take any other format also, you can able to take. It might be you want to take a Japanese currency, you can able to take. If you want to take a Indian currency, you can able to take a Indian currency symbol in the expression. So this way you can able to format the numbers. Now if you want to see something like, we have lot of formats also available for the numbers. And if you want to go with the decimal, you can able to use D. And if you want to use exponential, you can use E. And F is for the fixed point, and G is for the general, N is for the number, and P is for the percent, and R is for the round trip, and X is for the hexadecimal. And if you are not mentioning anything, so it will keep the original one. So these are the formats, and I just taken only C for the currency, but we have different formats also. For that you can check in the portals, or if you go to the Microsoft Docs, you can able to see the different type of different type of formats available. You can check and you can try it out. Now we'll try to get the length of the string. For example, in this initialize variable, and there is something called convert from UTC, and it is giving some you know uh, string value here. What I'll do is, I'll take uh, I'll take this one only, or otherwise we'll try to take a new step. And here also I'll take compose, and I'll type compose. Here we'll take length, leng. Sorry, so we have to type here in the expression length. I'll open this one, and we have the collection, our array, our string we have. Now I'll go to dynamic content, I'll take a timestamp, click OK. Now then try to run this flow. Done. Then we'll go to the compose 3. Total 27 characters are available here in this variable. So this complete number contains 27 characters. So this way you can able to get the length of it. Now here I have the length. Now I have a variable here. We have two variables which contains numbers. I think this compose 2, and we have compose 3. And if you want to perform some mathematical operations, we'll try to perform the mathematical operations also in the compose. Again I'll take this one, and here in the inputs I'll go to expression. Now I'll write add, and then open parenthesis. Now the first number I'll take from the compose 2 outputs, then I'll take second number. The second number would be from the compose 3 output. Now we have this compose 2 and compose 3. I think compose 2, which is an integer, and compose 3, which is a length. Now so this is a drawback here, and you have to write again. I'll go to dynamic content, we'll take compose 2, and comma, we'll take compose 3, click OK. Done. And we'll try to save this one. Now try to test this one, click test, click run flow. Done. Now you can able to see the output is 527, but the compose 2 output is 500, and compose 3 output is 27. Now you can able to see output of this compose 4 is 527. And the same way you can use the multiplications and addition subtractions also. What I'll do is I'll try to remove this and go to expression, and um, I'll take something called multiplication, and I'll take this compose 2 comma compose 3, then click OK, and then try to run this one, and manually click text and click run flow. Done. Now you can able to see which is 13,500, which is 500 into 27. So we have a lot of mathematical operations also to perform, and you can, if you want, you can go to expression and you can type for the subtraction, and then you can type for the div, and whatever the way you want, or whatever the things you want to do, you can able to use this expressions to do the mathematical operations. And we have lot of expressions also available, and which is related to a date formats, and in the upcoming video we'll discuss about the date formats. And we have lot of functions related to the logical expressions, and we have like workflow related one also. You can able to pass the URI query string, and you can able to write Colli's formula, which is available in the Power Apps as well. And also we have other things. We can able to add the days to the existing date, that is also available. You can able to identify the day of the week, which we did in the Power Apps, and we have the regular expressions also that we'll discuss in the upcoming videos.